Hey everyone, welcome back to my Amazon reviews for this week. This week, I wanted to share some items that I've had for a while and how they're doing, along with some new items that maybe you knew about, maybe you hadn't thought about, especially for the gift giving season. And then of course, I brought in one of my favorite doTERRA essential oils that we have been using a lot this past week. And so we're gonna be talking about the hydroponic gardens. There's some different solar lights that would make excellent gifts. Mulberries, have you had mulberries before? A new diffuser that's just coming out, and so I wanted to make sure to give you a sneak peek at that. And then again, doTERRA's emotional aromatherapy line. So let's break down each one of these and talk about them individually. When it comes to the hydroponic gardens, these are two different ones that I am currently reviewing. So this one I bought back in October, and this one I just got in December. And so I'm trying a couple different things. For one, I love cooking with my herbs, basil especially. And so as you can see, my basil plants have like exceeded the height that an hydroponic garden can go. And then I also planted some parsley in the back and a cilantro plant. However, I did not have my timer on here on the bottom, which told me that I was running out of water and they got a little dry. And so therefore my herbs in the back are struggling a little bit, but they seem to be doing much better. Now, a few features that I really like about this one. One, the pod size is much bigger in comparison to the pods in this one. So as you can see, these are really skinny and these are really fat. So the nice part is that you probably can get a lot more growth out of these pods. These pods are also already have the nutrients in them, so you don't have to worry about feeding the water. And then this one has on here an 8-hour, 16-hour, and 8-hour off. And then you also have the water light, which tells you when it's running out of water. You can adjust the brightness. And then, of course, you've got the timer where you can click. So I did like that feature that I could just decide if I only want it on for 8 hours. I click the 8-hour button and it's on, and it'll turn on its own. Very nice and bright. And so as you can see, the basil plant is doing excellent. And we've already took off a couple tops. And so it's just growing so nicely. So very happy with that. Now with this one, a little bit different. So this was only 6 pods. This one is 12 pods. And so I decided to try lettuce in it, and I only put 3 lettuce seeds per pod. And so like in some of them, only 1 plant is coming up in those. But then in some of them, you've got 3. And so they're just about ready, in my opinion, for cutting them off and harvesting them. And like I said, this is only about a month, little over a month. The fun features about this one is on the top is your power settings. You've got power, you have the vegetable light, you have a flower light, and then you have a pump for circulating the water. Now with this garden also, it does come with food, A and B, and the food will last up to 5 months in this pre-mixed state. And so the only thing I could not find is how often do you feed the water? That was the only thing I couldn't find online. And maybe I just need to do some of my own research or do some trial and error and decide how much I need to be adding. Is it monthly? Is it every other month? But they do suggest, you know, obviously when you harvest your crop, you replace the pods. And so you can buy the pods in a huge bag to replace these. Same with these, you can buy the pods to replace them. And then one other thing that I got that I'm reviewing is a hydroponic tent. And so this top actually folds down. And the only reason I would see this being necessary is when I had my herbs by our one big window in our living room, thinking, oh, it'll get in some of that extra light. It was too cold for it. It took forever for my seeds to germinate. I actually had to replant them. So in this case, something like this would be super beneficial for something that is more temperature sensitive. Now my lettuce, on the other hand, I put that in front of the window. I've had it in the basement, and it just does awesome because lettuce likes cooler weather. And then there is a timer with this feature as well. So it's got a 16 on, 8 off. And so whatever you select here, it will just automatically do those things. And the heights, of course, on these are all adjustable. So you can go up and down as needed depending on what you're putting in there. So hopefully I didn't give you too much information, but I am loving growing something in the indoors in the winter months. And next, I would like to try some flowers. just because I just enjoy the smells of some of the flowers. So we'll see how it goes, so stay tuned. When it comes to solar lights, these came as a pack of 2. This was a single one, and then this one is actually a stake for the garden. And it's just got this really cool glass cracked ball in the center. And so once you turn your little solar light on down here and you cover it, you can kind of see. But like, this thing is huge. So I'm excited to add this one to my garden in the spring. Unfortunately, we have like 8 inches of snow outside, so it's not very probably. It would be really pretty in the winter months too. I just would worry about it getting cracked. With this one, again, the solar tops are rechargeable, so you just have to turn your on and off there. Put that in there. And then the cool thing about these once they turn on is you've got this light shining through this really cool mesh. And on the bottom of this one actually has a quote. It has a really cool quote. And so you can actually read it. Flowers speak upon the sun, mystery gifts from garden. And so when you've got this hanging in your garden, you know that quote is going to be coming out onto the ground. And it's just really cool. Like even for the winter months here, we've been having this sit in our living room. And I am shocked how much light this gives off, even on the living room carpet. And the same with these. You know, you can kind of see, you know, that light in there. And they just have that design on the bottom. So just a few different features with those. But all by the same company, or at least the same promoter has sent them to me. And so I'm excited for them. I love solar lights, and I just think they make great gifts, whether you're doing a housewarming gift, a Mother's Day gift. You know, if your the dad is into gardening, they'd make great Father's Day gifts. So hopefully this helps if you're looking for some quick gifts. Do you guys remember me a few months back doing a food box unveiling where you could do nut boxes or fruit boxes? Well, this was the first time I'd ever been exposed to mulberries. And so this company, I'll put a link in there in the box below, because I'm excited about this company because they do not add any preservatives or extra sugars to their dried fruits. And I'm trying so hard to cut extra sugars in our diet, and so I just don't need them added to our produce also. So anyway, like I said, I was first introduced to mulberries and I loved them. So it took me a little bit to, do a little bit of research and start finding some. And so I ran across this company by Natives, and mulberries are considered a plant-based superfood, and they're like the size of a blackberry. They taste like a blueberry. And they're kind of soft like a raisin. And so there's white mulberries and black mulberries. And so here's kind of what they look like. And I've added them, if you guys just saw that I released my protein-packed oatmeals. I add these to my oatmeals. I add them to my yogurt and nuts. I have added them to cobblers, to desserts, different things like that. Now, this other company, there wasn't a real lot of information on them other than they're dehydrated. And so these are definitely a little more dehydrated than the other brand. And so they were a little crunchier. But still, if you're kind of looking for a bigger bulk bag, maybe a better price, this one was definitely one that you could check out. And I'll include that link in the comments below, just to kind of, so you can do your research too and decide like what's better for you price point and if it's something you want to try. And then as far as nutritional facts, so this one by Natives did not have any added sugar, but there is 21 grams of sugar per 3 tablespoons, about 110 calories, and about a gram of protein, but it did have quite a bit of potassium in it. So that's a nice thing to have in it too, and iron as well. Last on our list is an essential oil system or collection that doTERRA has created called their Emotional Aromatherapy line. So as you can tell by the flowers behind me, we had a funeral this past week. We lost a very close family member just after Christmas. And so from that time until now, I have been diffusing a blend by doTERRA called Console. And it's considered the comforting blend. And it is honestly my favorite essential oil for times of grief. And it comes in, so part of doTERRA's Emotional Aromatherapy line is in these 5 ml bottles, and they are pre-mixed, so there's different essential oils in every single bottle. They have different emotional purposes, but these are in more of a concentrated form, and they're just mainly for the diffuser or DIY projects. Like I've done a lot of scented lotions, scented room sprays, body sprays, you know, with this oil. So you're going to notice that there's a big price difference between the bottles and the pre-diluted roller bottles. And so these are a 10 mil, these are a 5 mil, and then these are pre-diluted with fractionated coconut oil so that you can just roll and go. Do you remember the movie called Inside Out with the little emotional characters inside the kid's head? I so remember pairing these essential oils with those different characters. And so I'm just going to go through these quickly on what they're good for and how I use them. So that if this is something you're interested in, I'll again leave my 25% discount in the comments below. Yes, you can buy these on Amazon, but honestly, you're going to pay retail. So if you would really like a huge savings, I would consider clicking on that link below. Anything over 100 product volume is free shipping. And then doTERRA even has a promotion for the month of January where you can get this bubble diffuser. And this is a motion activated diffuser. Now, if by chance you're watching this video and it's after January, you're always welcome to send me a message. doTERRA has different diffuser deals all the time, and I would be happy to try to help you possibly get that one. So anyway, as far as the essential oils go, Cheer is a citrus blend. And I think of this in the winter months when it's super gloomy and you just feel super unmotivated. Like you just feel blue. So Cheer is awesome. It has such a yummy smell. And so many people in our community and on my essential oil page just love that blend. Forgive is more when you're dealing with anger and frustration, and maybe you just need to go take a time out. So great places to roll these would be on the wrists. You could rub them on your chest. And remembering with emotions, you want to smell that aroma and you want to like breathe deep because it's going to activate something in the brain at which it changes that emotional state. And so if you can start using it consistently, whether it be in a diffuser or just applying topically, you're going to start to see that emotional shift. And so Forgive is a great one for just letting go a lot of that stuff, baggage. Motivate, great for exercise, working out, getting, hitting the gym. It's got peppermint in it. So I love putting it on the back of my neck before working out. It helps keep me cool. The peppermint also helps open up those blood vessels. So things move a little bit freer. But then the citrus oils in there are motivating. Then we've got Passion, great for Valentine's Day, right? So for when you're just feeling like undesirable desire motive, like you just can't get off the couch and get things done, like you just don't have any desire to do anything. So Passion is a great one for helping to reignite those things that matter to you. So again, over the heart, on the wrists. It also has a lot of spice oils in this one, so it's also another great one for immune support. And that's the cool thing about oils, is you've got physical uses and emotional uses. And then, of course, Console, over the heart, back of the neck, anytime you're dealing with grief or loss. And it could be anything. Maybe you're giving up a food group and it's like killing you. So you use the comforting blend. It's like wrapping yourself in a warm blanket. And then we've got Peace. And so Peace is really when you're struggling with those anxious feelings, or you're moving into stressful situations, or something is stressful and you're just not sure how to deal with it. You just need that moment at which to calm down and relax. And so again, over the chest, the heart, the wrists, the back of the neck, and any of these oils could also be added to the bottoms of the feet. And just remember that, like, your lymphatic system moves upward. And so when you put essential oils on your feet and then you can pop your socks on over them, your body's going to absorb it within 30 seconds. It's moving throughout your body within 2 minutes. And then in that process, now it's moving throughout your body. It's doing things physically. It's doing things emotionally. But I still find that people get the best results through diffusing. And so I just wanted to highlight this company. It is ASAKUKI. I can't pronounce it. They've sent me a couple different diffusers and humidifiers, and so this is a brand new one that they're launching. Super cute. It's a hard plastic, but the design is really neat, and I like the marble look on it. It has several different mistings, from big mist to little mist. It can go about 15 hours. It's a 300 milliliter. It does have a remote control, several different light options for that night light ambiance. And so I'll include a link below when that comes available. So if the link is not in this video, by the time it publishes, I'll just put in there coming soon. And then as soon as they send me the link that this diffuser is launching, then you can just, I'll try to leave something in the comments that says it's available. And then again, if you're interested in the motion activated bubble diffuser, this is a promotion for the month of January 2024. But again, I actually have 15 of them in stock right now. If this is something that you're really interested in, try to find a way to private message me, whether it be find me on Facebook, on Instagram, somewhere where you can send me a message. I'm not sure how YouTube works. I'm not 100% on YouTube. But just try to find me and then connect with me, as I love being able to offer some of these specials that are only offered exclusively as time goes. So again, I just want to thank you all so much for tuning in this week with me and learning about some of these different products that I've gotten to review, and I hope you have a fabulous week.